As usual, I always forget to do these things when I first start, but I have got a photograph of the tree as it was. Now, the problem with this tree is it's a lovely tree, but it has far too much weight all going over this direction. And as you can see, somebody has wired it up. I won't make any comment on that other than that's not going to happen again. So already I've removed 2 large limbs. I'm undecided at this present moment whether I'm going to take more of that, because it is a high limb as opposed to the rest of them, which are nice and low. And there are a few odd crossing branches which I might want to prune out at a later date, because they'll be shading out this lower tier. But what I've done so far is you take all your side shoots back to 2 buds, and I've picked my leader. Oh, going a bit squiffy, sorry. So that's my leader. I haven't taken his third off yet. But when you pick your side shoot, I don't know if you can see this, you pick the side shoot that you want the direction to go in. Right, so I want that shoot to come over towards me. And then with this shoot here, I want it to come out. So I picked that one there. And you want a nice clean cut. And you can see where it hasn't had a clean cut in the past, I think I've taken all of them out, you end up with a lot of dieback. So I've just taken this shoot out here because it had dieback on it, and I've left a collar so that we can get new buds coming from this area here. So gradually, as the tree heals, it will start sprouting further back, because we've got nice fruiting shoots there. And that's what we want, is basically fruiting shoots. Oh, and yeah, please don't do this to your trees. It really upsets me. I just had to cut that free, and I'm going to have to cut the rest of it free. Okay, I'll carry on for a bit. Right, unfortunately we found a crossing branch. Now, this should have been taken out probably maybe 3-4 years ago, but it wasn't. And what I'm going to do, because this branch here comes out in a nicer shape, despite having been hacked in certain places, we're actually going to take this one out because it's a slightly weaker branch and it's a bit of an odd shape. Right. After assessing the shape and size of the tree a bit further, I've decided that this branch coming this way, this top one, where you can see I've already made some big cuts, I've decided to take it back to, if I can just get in amongst the branches, to this one here. So this whole section is going to come out, because it's not adding anything to the tree, and it's just weighting it. So if I take it back to this one, it's going to open the crown out nicely. You can see you'll have one coming from there and one going that way. And this one, if I take it back to this one here, we have no decent leader on it. So it would mean starting from scratch again. And also, it's just crowding it. It's just crowding the tree. So this whole section back to about here is going to go. So wish me luck, I'm going in. It's just before I go any further, I hope you can see it's a bit dark on the camera, but you can see I've made an undercut. Hang on, let it adjust. There you go, there's my undercut, because this is quite a weighty branch, even though I've taken a lot off of it. Now, what I'm hoping to do is do a relatively flush cut, because I don't really want much regrowth from this area. But I don't want to take it too close, because if it snaps and pulls back, it could pull back right into this section of the tree, which you could really do some damage with and make it very difficult to make a nice straight cut so the tree can heal over it. So I'll give you a shout in a second and you can see the results. There we go. As you can see, it's got a way more open shape, And actually with that much weight off of it, which is a brilliant thing because it was leaning so badly. Hold on. The tree is no longer as shaky. But even despite having an undercut, can you see? I've still managed to get a little rip. I should have taken more weight off of it. So we'll just have to hope that that's not so bad that it won't heal over. I could take it back slightly further, but we'll see how it goes this year. If it starts to look cankerous, I'll have to sort it out later. But it's a good cut. I'm happy with that. And the shape of the tree is now more balanced, so it shouldn't fall over and we can take away that horrible wire support, which is quite frankly doing nothing. This, if I can get it to focus, well, this is a fruiting bud. There we go. And these little side shoots here, again focusing a problem. Oh, side shoots aren't fruiting because this is a tip bearing apple. So I've had to leave on a few of the side shoots which are tip bearing in order to get some fruit for next year. But hopefully the year after that we'll have lots more side shoots with tips that bear fruit. Okay, I've left my leaders on so you can see where they are, but they will now get shortened back to 1/3 of this year's growth. Sorry, 1/3 will be taken off, so to about there. And I'll take it off to the point where I want the branch to grow to, so I'm thinking that one, because then it'll bring the branch out that way. I've left 3 long side shoots, taken the top of that one off because it was manky, and that little one there. Now I've trained them in basically because all the weight's going left and we need something to come right, so I'm going to train those in to come right, but we're going to tie them to this so that they go horizontally.